Analytics Studio. What is Analytics Studio does, what it means, anybody, what it means per se? Analytics is about data, some statistical computation. You do some work on the data, and that's what you talk about. Analytics, data, that's the whole meaning around it. Okay, so when I say analytics, so what will happen is, if you see now on my machine, this is the analytics builder icon over here on the top bar. Okay, and there are these other options inside, so we'll be going through them one by one. But analytics builder is a place in marketing cloud where you can see all the data, all the computational data that has happened. You can see the results over here. So basically अगर layman terms में बोला जाए तो reports.
Okay.
Okay, so basically अभी तक हम लोग क्या कर रहे थे? We were actually sending emails, we were configuring data extensions, we were doing sending emails with the help of journey builder, automation से कर रहे थे. We were actually doing work. ठीक है? Now you need to of course analyze that work. How is it going? है ना? Or what can you do based on those reports? You can make some judgments as to, or calls based to how your campaign should look like now. So for example, you can see the open rate बहुत low है for a certain period of time. How you can actually, since you have got this information, you should actually create a strategy around it, how to actually not do it, or if you're getting good results, how to replicate it. So all those analysis and then strategy can be based on some kind of data or reports, which will be a part of this analytics studio. Okay, and there are
Yep.
plethora of Einstein things over here as well. Einstein, as I told you earlier, Einstein is something which is called a scientist or a AI tool which is embedded into marketing cloud. Not even in marketing cloud, all the clouds, all the Salesforce CRMs, everywhere, sales cloud, service cloud, you name it, it's there. So basically it's more of a predictive model. It's an intelligent tool which helps you to predict things based on your existing data. Okay, so you don't have to do that analysis of your data, computation of your data. It does it on its own by default as soon as you enable it, and then it gives you the results. Now based on those results, you can take certain decisions or make the strategy around it. So that will also be a part of today's demo. So it would be more of this is how it is. So Einstein mein you cannot do much in terms of क्या क्या changes हैं. It's all about, it's giving you data based on your existing data set history. So it's telling you something. Now it's up to you to devise something on it. So there's nothing as such you can do much about it. Okay, so it's out of the box, to be honest. Okay, so I'll click on Analytics Studio. As you see the icon, it's about data. That's it. Okay, let's first go to, so there are 4, in fact 5 of them. I mean, depending on your edition, actually it could be more or less as well, depending on it. So not necessarily means, I mean, for that sake, like email studio, if you go, it's email only right now option. It could be approvals as well. Depending on your edition and whatever you have bought, it could be different for different people or users or subscribers. Okay, so let's go on to the first one. First we'll cover web and mobile analytics. Okay, so sadly, as I said, the data is not there, but we will talk about it, what it means, what all these cards are, how you can leverage it to actually benefit your strategies, and etc, etc. So who all have realized this? If you do a search on Facebook, if you do something on Facebook or WhatsApp, to be honest, you get targeted ads on Facebook. Who has realized that? If you do a Google search, you get similar ads everywhere. They'll follow you. It's so good that it becomes creepy actually at times. I mean, you have done it as a private thing, and then it's been exposed to the external vendors or companies, and they actually take advantage of it. But that's the business out there. How it works in the real world. So for example, if I go to emailmonks.net, for example, this website, I'm a visitor on this website. You don't have my details because I'm a anonymous visitor. Okay, but there is something called cookies. Who has seen that browser wala thing ki cookies is enabled? You have to accept it in order to go further. The website explicitly tells you that we are capturing your data. So that cookies, what cookie is a breadcrumb, or is cookie is a small file that is that captures data about you as much as possible, in spite of the fact that you're just a visitor. You are not a subscriber in the system. They don't know anything about you. They don't know exactly who you are, but they know there is an individual who has details like where the IP is originating from, what's the MAC address of his machine, all these details which are anonymous right now. They cannot put a face to that person, but the personal what do you say, profile gets created. But who is that person? Nobody knows. It's an anonymous person, but that profile gets created. So that is help with the help of cookies. Okay, and then that helps to later on actually convert that person from a visitor to a subscriber or a prospect, as they say in Pardot. Pardot is a separate tool, by the way, but this is Pardot is used for more for B2B marketing. So that's the whole process. Okay, so what happens is if I go on a website, emailmonks.net, they capture my basic details like where I'm coming from, what is my MAC address of an IP, some unique numbers, etc., etc., and they capture my what I have done on your website. So now they have that complete profile about me. It's just they don't have the name and face to me, but they know where I'm coming from, what actions I have performed on their website. So they know about me behaviorally. Okay. Now, so that is what happens now. We are coming on the other side of it, how it's done. Okay. And how do we use that as a company? So this is from a subscriber or customer standpoint, wherein you go on the website and they capture it. Now, from a website perspective, how it is done and what all you can do in order to leverage once you capture that data. So the way it works is basically there is a particular script called JavaScript code, which you can get it if I go onto web and mobile analytics and then I click over here, I configure data sources. Okay, so this is a web. I configure collect, click on it. Okay, so if you can see this script, this small little script, this does all the magic. So what it does is you need to embed this code in the particular web page on which you want to do tracking. So in our case, this code will go, and if I take example of emailmonks.net, this email
It's
code
.com.
will go .com. In that website, this code needs to be inserted within the body tag. Okay, so as soon as you embed this code in the website and within the body tag, this will start capturing the details that I was talking about. Okay, and these are the some other things that it captures: browser type, we spoke about user location, sessions, what which site it came from. So of course that is also an important factor to capture. So from which did I come from Google by searching emailmonks.com, it will tell you which is the referring site. So all those things it captures and creates a profile of a user. Okay, so once you embed that inside the web page, it'll start throwing you analytics or data. And what analytics? This is the analytics they will be talking about, which you will be getting in the dashboard screen. Okay, so currently we haven't got this code installed anywhere. I mean, because this is something on a production. I thought of doing it one of the cloud pages, but I mean I couldn't do it properly in the sense that I don't want to do it with something to do with more should I be doing it. So I was not sure about it, so hence I haven't actually done it. Hence there is no data in these any of these cards, but we will talk about each of them. Okay, and then once the data is there, I mean I would actually recommend you to actually put this in some live page, I mean which is not utilized. For example, some test page, you can put this code that I spoke about, JavaScript code, and see the results over here. You will see the results being collected. So let's see these cards one by one. Okay, products viewed. So the idea is, and this is the selection date, this is common across. So this is from and to that you can select, of course. So this is common across all the cards, and basically the type of data and the settings, of course. Okay, these are the settings. So what this will talk about, and for your helpfulness, these are help tips are already there. Okay, so basically this will tell you what is your viewing and what are you supposed to do once you view that. So all these options are there out of the box, help tips, so which will be helpful. So this is, remember, this is totally under analytics. This is nothing to do with Einstein as of now. We haven't actually touched base on Einstein. This is simple. Put that script code in the web page, let's say emailmonks.com, and that's it. It'll start showing you results in all of these cards. These are different cards which are targeting different things. So for example, product viewed, what are the different products that are viewed on the website? So for example, value and quantity of the products that your visitors are purchased. So basically two things, it will show the value and quantity of the products that your visitors have purchased over this date range. So that is what it will do. If you click on this, or rather expand it, so you'll get all the data. Okay, so what your visitors have actually purchased on your website, and your website would be the place where you will be actually embedding that code that I spoke about, that I just showed you, that JavaScript code. Hence it will give you the results. Okay, next is about the location from where the visitor is actually coming. So again, same thing, IP address. Basically it will track your IP address. Okay, so for, let's say, your website in which you have embedded home page, you have embedded, of course there could be multiple pages, to be honest, where you can embed that. Okay, so that is also a different thing. So you identify, see the process, the way it works is, I've actually done a consulting engagement in Pardot in which it's actually done very cleanly. So the idea is basically to identify in your emailmonks.net, for example, you don't want to put it on each and every page. You can if you want, but the idea is to put it on very important pages for you. So for example, it could be homepage first, of course. Then if you think your product and services, which is a common thing, gets a lot of views, you need to put that tracking code over there. So you should have a strategy in order to put this tracking code in the website. Ideally, you shouldn't be putting it anywhere and everywhere on the screen. Let's say you have around 15 pages on your website, you put it everywhere. You can, but it shouldn't be, because there are some pages which you don't want to track. Why would you want to track anything which comes onto, let's say, careers page? You're not interested in somebody visiting a career page, because those are not your potential customers. Those are somebody who wants those that is somebody who wants a job with you. So probably on that page you wouldn't want to do that. So there has to be a strategy behind putting those codes. Not every page should be done. So this page will tell you about the visitor location, which IP it is originating from. Okay, from and to date anyways is there. And if you double click on it, so if you can, I'm not sure whether it's visible. Yes, it is visible. This is the map, global map. It'll tell you which point it is this request is coming from. Okay, so that is something intuitive UI perspective. Inside search. Okay, so within your website there would be a search option. What all has been searched in terms of content? So for example, if somebody comes to email monks website, they are searching for contact us, for example, or some like the other day we were looking at some best practices, some landing pages, or some microsites, whatever it was we were looking at, that kind of resources or content they are looking for. They search for email best practices, for example. So those kind of data terms which you have been searched in has to be available over here. Okay, so this will come under this card once it is configured. And I mean, it's to be honest, technically it's not as simple as just put the code in body. Of course, there are certain other configurations that I'm actually skipping for now because it will become more technical, but that's the process. You put that code, do some configurations, and then it should work for all the cards. Okay, so this will tell you what all the search terms are there. So based on that, what you can do is you can strategize. Okay, they are searching for example, Hadoop in your website all the time, or sorry, in your case it could be email best practices. So why don't you make that page more SEO friendly? Why don't you use good fresh content? Why don't you put more energy into updating that content of that page, because people are searching for that in your website? So that will help you to strategize your use case. Okay, so now this what this will show is right now what is happening. So right now it seems October 2nd 11:55, it's around 12 EDT. Okay, that is Eastern time, that is happening on the east coast of the US at this particular time. How many active sessions are there, how many identified anonymous visitors, how many countries they have come from, what is their average time they spend on the website, on the site. So if it is multiple pages, it'll tell you how many pages it's first, what is the first page, not this card, but it will also capture. I started with, for example, homepage of email monks, then I traversed on to email best practices, and then actually I closed it. So it'll tell you I actually spent some time over here on page number 1 homepage, page number 2. That kind of data also will be extracted, but not in this card, but system also captures that for your information. Now, which is most popular page? See, again, this help text is there. So number of unique visits, technically how many, basically how many pages, homepage, email best practices, 2 pages are there. Which one is getting more unique visitors? Based on that, it'll tell you the popularity of that page. Again, date thing is there. Cart abandonment, again, on your website, if people are abandoning the cart, everybody understands what cart abandonment means. So for cart abandonment, you will get the what is the value, how many number of abandons are there, let's say 10, and what is the approximate value of them actually abandoning the cart. So like that kind of data. So if you look till now, what we have done is, and about the process, we are trying to track what people are doing on the website as much as possible. So the essential reason is why we are doing is we can predict our strategy, we can predict our future behavior based on what is happening. So like if this page, this is by popularity, page popularity card, if somebody is visiting email deliverability, or sorry, email best practices pages a lot, that means we need to work on that page. That page is popular, we need to work on that, we need to add more content or something around that. So basically it's trying to give you some insight in your current happening. Based on that, you need to focus on the future. So that is what we are looking. We are just going around different data collections, but we are essentially doing the same thing. What are the referring sites? And these, I mean, to be honest, there is no scientist Einstein behind this. It's very unique, sorry, intuitive. It's very understandable. इसमें कोई rocket science नहीं है. If you can understand this, it's very intuitive. Basically what you're trying to figure out is what your visitors are doing on your website. Data you have captured, अब उस data को you're looking at it in different forms, so that you can come to a different conclusion every time. So this card, these are called cards, by the way, all of them sections. This card is showing you which referring sites are there. So for example, you're getting a lot of reference from Google, for example. So the referring site would be Google. You search Google email monks on Google, and then you come on to land on to email monks. So the referring site would be Google. For example, you go to HubSpot, you do something, and then HubSpot refers a link to your website, for example. The referring site in this case would be HubSpot, like that. So that kind of data will be coming under referring sites. Okay, again, same thing. If you click on this, okay, it will give you the same thing what I'm talking about. First is what it is, and second one is what you can do with this. What is the strategy that you can do with this, which is more generic in nature. What I can do with this is common across most of the cards, but what you can get to know with this. Okay, number of visitors by day, of course, daily basis pe kitne visitors aa rahe hain, it will give you in the graphical format. So like today there were like 100 visits, tomorrow there were 200 visits, day after tomorrow there would be like 300 visits, like that. So it'll show you the graphical format, number of visitors in your pages where you have put that. Okay. Okay, product purchased. Again, this line is totally about the products. Then the next is identified versus anonymous. What it says. So there are two things right now. One is anonymous. We have been talking about anonymous only, wherein I go on to emailmonks.net, sorry, .com, and I browse some resources. So I'm a visitor, I'm anonymous. They know about my behavior, but they don't know who am I. मेरा नाम नहीं पता होगा उनको, मेरा, to be honest, technically मेरा subscriber ID नहीं पता होगा. Okay, so they don't know about me, to be honest. I mean, मेरा personal information, who am I. बट मेरा behavioral data उनके पास है, उसके साथ एक प्रोफाइल बनी हुई है, which has got a unique name, sorry, unique number होगा उसका. But if I get it converted, so for example, how the conversion will happen, I'll talk about it. But if I become an identified person, so for example, they are able to track मेरा subscriber ID क्या है. Based on that, what they can do is they can show me the targeted things, email campaigns, advertising studio में उसका use कर सकते हैं. They can use it at n number of channels. So how it will happen, the process. So for example, email monks has sent me an email campaign में मेरा नाम था, तो email आया मुझे. Now I click on that email. So the email was about some best practices of email marketing. So I liked it. So they said, for more information, for more detailed analysis, go to this link or download more resources from this link. I click from here there to I go over to the web page, email monk wala page jahan wo redirect kiya hai. So now I have, the system has the subscriber ID mera, because I was pushed to for an email. So system knows and can capture where I have actually landed. So now after that CTA email link आया, I had clicked on it, I land on a website, email monks, वहां पे वो visitor बन गया मैं. But this visitor is an identified one. I'm not no more anonymous. They know my subscriber ID now. So I become an identified visitor, not an anonymous. So they know my name, I mean name से मतलब subscriber ID. They know about me. So that is what they're talking about, identified versus anonymous. Understood? So now what is the advantage of knowing data about me? Again, the more you will know about me, the more targeted communication you can have with me. Okay, whether it's via email platform or SMS platform or some other medium. Okay, so that is the whole reason behind driving this. If you know more about me, you can actually personalize my communication. So the more chances of actually targeting me. Okay, बाकी सब थोड़ा सा और lowered cards are just like a bit simpler. Device, किस device से access हुआ है. Okay, on a website. So mobile device से access हुआ है, browser से access हुआ है, as in laptop. So it'll give you that breakdown. So basically you can figure out ki what are your customers using to communicate with you or access your
Hey,
website. So it's more
Pankaj.
mobile friendly or this one, browser. This was about device breakdown. किस किस मोबाइल डिवाइस से एक्सेस हो रहा है, एज एन मोबाइल और तुम्हारा लैपटॉप और all those things. So it will tell you that. So basically you can make out ki which kind of population is using my accessing my page. Is it via website, mobile? So you have to make it more mobile friendly in that case, responsive, less time. It has to be very fast, like that. Email conversion tracking, how many emails have been converted. Okay, viewing browser, which browser basically they are accessing, IE, Chrome, Mozilla. So you can be more user friendly in that sense, that it's faster. You're making sure that they are using it. By the way, talking about browsers, Salesforce recommends using Chrome. So whenever you are speaking to a client or you're talking to somebody who around this points, make sure you recommend using Chrome browser. Don't let them use IE or your Firefox. IE to bilkul nahi. It's the least preferred one. So that kind of analysis will be shown in this card. some more visitor ka path. Okay, so basically from where, which page number 1 home page pe aaye, and then they landed on to contact us page, for example. Okay, so these all the cards are there which will show you the data once the code has been embedded in a page which is live and in which people are visiting. So this was about web and mobile analytics. Okay, so that was the first part, web and mobile analytics. All the data around what is there on the web for you, that is what you want to capture, and then based on that you will make those decisions कि अब email campaigns कौन सी run करनी है, कौन सा advertisement targeting advertisement करना है, किस platform पे करना है, किस browser पे करना है, किस country को target करना है कि अगर वहां से visitors ज्यादा आ रहे हैं, किस pages को on your website you have to make more, you have to work upon all those strategies that you need to devise based on the content, or sorry, data that has been accumulated by putting that tracking code and doing some more configurations. Okay, so next on is your old simple reports. These are plain reports out of Marketing Cloud, standard ones, out of the box जो Salesforce देता है. Okay, there is no other custom reports. Other Salesforce products provide you custom reports. इसमें कुछ custom नहीं है. If you want to go the custom way, there is altogether different way of doing it things. Wherein you put the data, for example, in the data extension, जैसा भी data चाहिए, data views जो होते हैं system के, you target that, and from there on you output some custom data if you want to, but there's no out of the box custom reports in Marketing Cloud. These are what it is. So what is there? Overview. So let me directly take you to over here. Okay, if you see on this screen, second half of the screen, these are all the left hand side. I'll just expand everything. So basically these are all the filters based on which there are around what 30 odd reports out of the box in the system, and you need to pick and choose which one is for you. Okay, out of the box reports are there. Most of them are on a summary basis. They don't give you exact details, but summary देते हैं कि last, for example, 30 days में कितने emails भेजे गए, number of those emails, that's it. So they give you data on a high level, these reports out of the box. So let's go and have a look. I'm not, to be honest, not getting too much into details कि ये इस आइकन का मतलब क्या होता है, इस आइकन का मतलब क्या होता है. Once you start doing it, it's very intuitive, you can figure it out. But quickly I'll just say कि you can create some shortcuts over here. So just like favorites, you do it in Outlook and somewhere else. This is the catalog. This is a complete list of all the type of reports that can be run. So for example, कुछ contacts की reports हो सकती हैं. Some of them could be related to journey builders, not some but two. Cloud pages, there's one report. Marketing Cloud admin के दो reports हैं. Then emails के there are 42 odd. And then there's one custom that they, anyways, it's there. So these are the different category of reports which are there provided as a part of this report in Marketing Cloud. We look on couple of them, especially on emails wala thing. And what you need to do is once you select the report, either you need to put it into an FTP, either you need to send it across to yourself on the email, because imagine the data can be big, or you can browser download it if the option is there, or you can schedule it in the future. So these are some of the out of the box example. So these are catalogs of different category of reports that can be outputted from Marketing Cloud reports. Okay, and this is on this section you can add them, just add shortcut and you can add them if you are using it every day in and out. On the lower section you can create a filter and then see what all reports are there. So for now, if I've used all of the over here, okay, view catalog, let's go to catalog in proper. So if you see on the left hand side, these are all the type of reports that I've selected in business value, all channels, all tools, everything. So this is the reports that are coming out. Okay, these are all the reports. So let's say around, I was actually mistaken saying 30, but it's 62. Total 62 reports are there. Okay, that you can actually work on. Out of the box report, it just give you enough configuration in terms of date manipulation. Is date से date के बीच में choose करो, last 30 days का choose करो, last 60 days का, that's it. More or less everything is actually fixed in these reports. So let's do one thing. Let's filter it based on the some of the categories on the left hand side and then see what all the reports are there. Okay, let's do, for example, now these are all the business values. If you want to talk about customer acquisition, customer engagement, so you can filter it based on that. Let's do it on channels. Let's do it for journey builder for now. If I've selected journey builder, if you can see there are two only reports which are talking about journey builder. We'll try and work on these two reports and we'll see a couple of them more, but the process to actually export them, schedule them remains the same in all of them. So I won't be covering it, but I'll be covering it in one or two of them, and then we'll be talking about some more reports. Okay, so journey builder, email send summary. So description is also there. Okay, so basically what all the send summary is there with engagement matrix. Okay, in the specified time frame. So let's click on create and see for ourselves what it gives you. So I will, is there a good journey that I can select now? United States, anyways, this is there. GMT कौन सा रखना है? It's for us is 5:30, and then I've just submitted that report. Okay, email and FTP. FTP तो अपने को अभी we don't have access. So what I'll select is I'll select email results over here. Create a result report. Email address. I'll put my email address over here. So I'm just extracting this report and sending it to myself. Okay. I'm just asking for a data file. I can also ask for CSVs, XLS, etc., etc. But let me ask for XLS. It's better. I'll save it. So now the report would be emailed to me in some time. Depending on the data, it will be emailed to me. Okay, so I'm just waiting for that email on the other side, but hopefully it will send to me in some time. In the meantime, let me come back and talk about something else. So, of course, as I said, you can do it on FTP as well. You can save it. This is the definition of a report. Okay, you can save it now. So let's say save and save it. So I've reported this definition. When I say definition, that pay everything. Now I can actually schedule it now. You can schedule this report to be run on, let's say today. I want the data in this format. Reports where which address do you want, subject and everything, and save to the reports. So it will run and it will save the report. So those options are there. You can ask them to keep on running. Okay. So these are some of the ways of actually. Let me see if I can snapshot the results. So it will give you one single snapshot because this data might keep on changing for last 30 days. So today, it, let's say from 1st to 30th of October, then it will change. Tomorrow it will change. So last 30 days keeps on changing. So that's a snapshot date. So coming back to the catalog. So this was one of the way. Let's say A and B test summary report. Again, it will give you the A and B test summary that you have done. So let me see if I have actually. So if you see, if you come on this activity tab, these are the ones that I've actually already done. See, this I've just I've done today, and this is something which is scheduled. Okay, I've just scheduled it a certain time. So the report will be running and getting captured in the reports folder at a certain point, which you can do that. So because this is a snapshot, last 30 days means the data keeps on changing. कल कुछ और होगा, परसों कुछ और होगा, because last 30 days keeps on changing. It's not absolute. So that is the why it's a snapshot. So again, coming to catalog. So these are the list of reports that you can do. We'll do one more set and then we'll come on to a couple of other things. In the meantime, I think I've got the email. So if you can see my email, this is the report that I got. Okay, from no reply exact target journey build email send summary. Let me open this. Let me open with Google Sheets. Okay, so this is the report. I'll just zoom in a bit. Let's say 125%. So this is about the report journey name. So it's giving me data. See this journey, how many sends were there, delivered, delivery rates, bounces, everything about this data. See each unique open rates. So you get details about each journey on a high level. Okay, total opens were this much, unique opens were this much. So this is the report, this kind of report that we have actually extracted and emailed it to myself. Got it? So it will be about this data will continue about each journey. Okay, and on the second tab, this is the second tab as well, which is more granular. If you see on the left hand side, so basically what it's saying is journey sends by email. Okay, so two emails, for example, email this one and email activity. So this is the data around that. So this was the two subject lines, and then what is the sends, delivered, delivery rate, everything is there. So metrics you have got for those email sends, standard ones, opens, uniques, blah 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 blah. Okay, so this is the report that will be there. So I mean, in essence, what you need to know is these are the types of reports that are available. If somebody is looking for that data, your customer looks for some analysis, you can recommend that, oh, this report is there out of the box, or this kind of report is not available, you need to do some kind of automation or some kind of other manual activity in order to produce that data. You should be aware that this is the report, it's available, this is not available, and this is where to look for if you're not sure. That's the whole idea. I don't expect you to look at the report and understand everything. That's okay, but you should be aware कि ये report होती है, ये ऐसा करती है. Okay, and that's the process in general to actually extract that report. Journey, email.
Yeah, basically these two reports were we focused more. Yeah.
Yeah, so if you just select journey in the channels, email and journey builder, you will get to see these many, how many reports are there? Around 44 of them out of 62, because most of them are dedicated to that. So in that case, now you need to put it more, let me see what else. So these are, I mean, to be honest, what you would be more concerned about is emails performances.
Yes.
Correct.
Yes.
So, or campaigns. So specific campaigns. So campaign email job tracking summary. I mean, just
Tracking.
trying to relate
Yes.
from your example. So these were some of them that would be actually used by you, if I'm not wrong, related to
Yes.
campaigns. Correct. So you'll be
Yes.
extracting that data and saving. I mean, depending on what you use. For example, campaign email job tracking, email tracking data for each job. Okay.
Mhm.
Email tracking report displays the send tracking data on a specific campaign. This is a
Mhm.
summary report. This is a specific campaign report. Okay, so these are different kind of reports. You just have a look, and I mean, the process remains the same to extract it, to FTP it, to email it to you, whatever the case may be. But these are the some of the reports depending on what you're looking for. Just on the left hand side, check what exactly you're looking for, see what are the out of the box reports, and then just extract that report and see if the data is relevant to you or not. Since you are using campaign, let me target on something else just for your advantage. So let me see. Cloud pages. I think there was one report. Yeah, smart capture submissions. How many submissions are happening on your smart capture? Okay, so and it is applicable to all landing page, microsites, Facebook tabs. So smart capture can be used everywhere. So from that perspective, so let's create that and see what the result is coming, because we did landing page with that. So let's see, last 30 days, we'll use our time zone. Where is that? Okay, there's microsites. There's no data actually, it seems. So if you see, there's no data which is accumulated, but basically you can collect over here. Again, you can see what all captures, how many captures were there. So if, for example, if you put an opt-in, considering the yesterday's use case, if you have put an opt-in on your website, how many times, and with the help of smart capture, you will get a data. If 10 people have opted in, you will get list of those 10 people. There's 10 data that has been accumulated. So that kind of report is there in this case, smart capture. Let me see one more before I get too excited and start exploring all of them. What else? Let's say you want to talk about contacts. Let's see about contacts. Contacts count. See, this report can be used to display total billable count of your contacts. So now, I think I mentioned in the beginning before starting our training that in Salesforce Marketing Cloud, everything happens on number of contacts that you have in your system. So of course, this becomes very important. In one of my in fact, yesterday only I was having a conversation with my client. It seems the data capacity that was allowed by Salesforce was 45,000 for them contacts. Okay, and you won't believe how much number they were using. Number of contacts, they had around 7 million records. So they were only allowed for 45,000. Their billing capacity, of course, but they were using 7 million contacts in their org. So now the problem is Salesforce will allow that. They won't stop you from doing it, storing those number of million of contacts, but they'll charge you at the end of the day. Okay, so hence this report becomes very important, from a admin perspective, to be honest, not from a user perspective, that how many billable count of contacts is it there in your account. So that's why I'll just give you a different flavor. Okay, this one last thing I'll also cover in this. I mean, this is more of the more you'll explore in this, kya kya hota hai, it will be useful. Another thing is discover. Discover is something, it's a different kind of reports. Discover. So basically, what they say is it answers a specific question that you have as a business. So for example, what is my performance by device, email performances, for example. Okay, what is my time between send and engagement. So for example, if you have sent an email today and somebody subscriber is opening that email tomorrow, what is the time, average time between difference between that. So it will be helpful for you to actually pinpoint some your strategy on that. So those are some of the different type of discover reports that are available. This is a custom function, needs to be enabled. So this has been enabled in your org. Out of the box nahi milta hai. You have to purchase it, or you have to ask for it, whatever the case may be. But this is a custom thing that you have to get it enabled, which in your case has been done. So these are the reports, for example, deliverability. Okay, let's look at this report. I hope some kuch data ho. So this is very important report in terms of what is the deliverability rates for you. So sending emails to bhej rahe ho us particular domain mein @gmail, for example, how it has been accepted. So doesn't look like I have access to it, as you can see. But again, it's a report, but that specific question को answer कर रही है that report. That's what discover reports are about. क्या हो गया भाई? I have to refresh. So also as a recommendation or as a consulting or as a best practice, you should also, so for example, whoever is actually interacting with the client, also should actually take out some reports internally. So what they should, so for example, if I was in your place, I would actually take some time out and take these reports out. So for example, email deliverability, I'm just taking an example, and have a look that, for example, if you're sending 100,000 emails in the last 30 days to this domain specifically, so 50% of the people are on Gmail, for example, how is the deliverability? So for example, let's say 90% of the emails are getting delivered, not 10%. So that's a good enough rate. For example, in some domains, let's say at hotmail.com, the deliverability rate is low. That means it's a red flag. Why it is happening? You need to actually ask those questions and actually consult your client as well. That in Hotmail, it seems the deliverability is low. We can do these steps 1, 2, 3 in terms of to identify why it is going low, why it's not happening in Gmail. And this could be a paid exercise for you actually. Not necessarily client will be expecting a free ride on this. Can actually, this is how you actually generate business as well. Some cross selling. So you can say that, okay, this is since anyways we are working on email studio and we are setting campaigns for you on a particular labor day, we can also analyze the reports and get back to you some pertinent questions and some cases answers as well. कि भाई लेबर डे में you had sent 100,000 emails, looks like boss केवल 80% deliver हुए हैं, 20% deliver नहीं हुए हैं. It could be because of XYZ reasons. You can go back to them with analysis saying that कि this is the reason as per us, because of it it's failing. It's not a good practice. We should do these corrective actions. Based on analysis, we should do these corrective actions in order to make it more better. And then eventually you will gain a trust of the client and they can actually pay you for these extra things that you are doing. So that's how you should actually think of actually, what do you say, increasing the business. And remember, if you're increasing the business for email monks, it's increasing the business for your personally as well. So always there is a correlation. Okay, so think from that perspective. So for the people especially who are actually interacting with the client, talking to the client on email or as on a conversations, so you should have a mindset around that how I can actually provide extra value to the client. And of course, if you build that trust and that value factor is there, they will pay for it. Okay, moving on. So we have done our part in reports, standard reports which are there out of the box for Salesforce Marketing Cloud. So this was around reports for out of the box reports for Salesforce Marketing Cloud. Okay, Einstein engagement frequency. Let's click on that. Okay, so this is our frequency. So basically what Einstein does is, as I said last time, Einstein is our intelligent AI tool which is inbuilt and gives you results based on the data already which has been generated from the system, historical data. So मैंने emails भेजे, किसने कब open किया, close किया, subscribe, unsubscribe किया, all that data is residing in your marketing cloud, correct? Based on that data, it actually consumes that data, digests that data, understands that data, analyzes it, and comes across with some recommendations कि ऐसे ऐसे चीजें करो, it will be beneficial for you. So that is what Einstein engagement frequency is all about. So engagement frequency is how frequent you should engage with your customers. So basically saying कितनी frequently उसको email भेजना है, हर रोज भेजना है, हर घंटे भेजना है, हर एक हफ्ते में भेजना है, like that. So that is the frequency when it says कितने दिन में उससे contact करो. So that is what this dashboard will show you. So if you see over here, what it's saying, it's a blanket statement. Einstein suggests a frequency range of around 286 emails over 90 days. You could you can increase the open rate by up to this much. This open rate is huge. Industry standard किसी को पता है open rate क्या है of emails? So this is just a MailChimp page. So industry wide, depending on the industry, open rate is around 21, 22, something like that. If you see in general, between 18 to 22, let's say. Actually, it goes down as well for coupons and all. But yeah, I can say safely say around plus 20 plus minus 3 to 4% an average. What is the click rate? See, it's around 2%.
Somewhere 4.
Where is 4? I didn't see 4. Where is 4?
Like
I didn't see
hobbies
4 in click rate.
you go down.
Games and all, it's actually more.
Yeah.
Government emails, it's like 3.65. So 5 hobbies में 5 है. So in general, this is the industry standard. Around 20% plus minus 3-4% you can say is the email open rate, and the click rate on that email is around 2%, 2.5, something like that. So that's what the industry rate is. Of course, this gives you soft bound, hard bounds, unsubscribe rate भी ऐसा है, less than 1%. So what our model is telling us? Our model is telling us कि we should be putting this frequency range of around 286 emails over 90 days period. This will help you to actually increase the open rate अप टू 69%। ओके, तुम्हारा फॉर एग्जाम्पल पहले हर 100 में 20 खुलते थे फॉर एग्जाम्पल, तो उसका 60%, 69%, 70% तक रेट बढ़ जाएगा। ऐसा नहीं कि 70% हो जाएगा, बट रेट ओपन इतना ज्यादा हो जाएगा। पहले अगर 20% होता था तो अभी लेट्स से और ज्यादा हो जाएगा, बट इंक्रीज इज 60-70%, नॉट द एब्सोल्यूट वैल्यू। ओके, सो दिस इज द सजेशन। ये इसमें सजेशन दिया है बेस्ड ऑन द हिस्टोरिकल डेटा इट हैज प्रोसेस्ड। देयर आर अदर टू थिंग्स, अनसैचुरेटेड सब्सक्राइबर्स एंड ओवर सैचुरेटेड सब्सक्राइबर्स। मतलब इतनों को तुमने ईमेल भेजा ही कम है, 80% ऑफ द सब्सक्राइबर, और ये इस रेंज पे है। लास्ट 90 डेज में ईमेल कमर्शियल पे सेलेक्टर्स के बेसिस पे this is giving you this data, by the way. Remember that on the right hand side जो है filter criteria, based on that it will give you this data. So it's saying 81%, यानी almost 82% सब्सक्राइबर्स जो हैं in last 90 days जिनको कमर्शियल ईमेल भेजा गया है are under saturated। मतलब you should actually send more emails to them. That is what it's recommending. And in the same period around 17.5% of the subscribers are getting too many emails। कहने का मतलब उनको 17% को कम ईमेल भेजो, they are getting too many emails, that's what it's recommending। and right hand side में डेटा फिल्टर लगाया हुआ है। एंड ऑप्टिमाइजेशन ऑब्जेक्टिव क्या है तुम्हारा, ओपन रेट कम करना है, क्लिक रेट करना है। क्लिक रेट रहेगा तो डिफरेंट डेटा हो जाएगा। देखो, सो अगर क्लिक रेट तुमने किया, हमने ओपन रेट किया था इनिशियली, सो राइट नाउ अगर इफ यू सेंड 283 ईमेल्स और 90 days, so click rate will be up by 45%। that is what is recommending। एंड यहाँ पे सब्सक्राइबर नंबर चेंज हो गया। सो 62% of the subscribers are actually underutilized। you are sending them less frequent emails, and 30% में you're sending more। so that is what the recommendation it's giving you। now you get a perspective what it's trying to say। I mean, imagine how good data it is। I mean, as an email digital marketing agency, you would be actually happy to see this data। somebody is telling you some real values। you're not getting reports, ये report देके value निकालो। it's actually analyze that data and giving you the numbers। वन बिजनेस ऑब्जेक्टिव, ये 62% को और ईमेल भेजो। ओके, दैट्स द ब्यूटी ऑफ दिस आइंस्टाइन ओवर हियर। ओके, लेट मी गेट ऑन टू दिस बार ग्राफ व्हिच इज शोइंग ओवर हियर। अभी फ्रीक्वेंसी के बारे में एक ग्राफ इज देयर। सो दिस ईमेल फ्रीक्वेंसी फॉर द लास्ट 90 days, this these many emails were sent 137 to 577 subscribers। okay, this is your last 90 days का डेटा का बारे में telling you with इतना ओपन रेट 28% ओपन रेट। सो मार्केट के हिसाब से ज्यादा है। क्लिक रेट ऑफ कोर्स बहुत कम है। we saw it was around 2+%, it's less than 0.2, and unsubscribe rate is 0.01, which is good। okay, and now this graph is on this axis we have plot email subscriber, number of email subscriber जिनको डेटा गया है। राइट हैंड साइड में है engagement rate, कितना engage हुए हैं वो, और नीचे number of emails भेजे गए हैं। so this graph basically if you keep on pointing, so under saturated यानी जो कम लोग हैं, सी नंबर ऑफ ईमेल्स एक गए हैं, सब्सक्राइबर्स उसमें 29 है। तो बेसिकली नंबर ऑफ ईमेल्स जो जा रहे हैं, ये ईमेल्स नीचे प्लॉट है। तो दिस गिव्स यू एनालिटिकल और अ डेटा फॉर्मेट इन टर्म्स ऑफ हाउ मेनी ईमेल्स, लाइक अगर एक किसी एक बार को टच करोगे, विल शो यू इतने ईमेल्स गए, 279 सब्सक्राइबर उसमें 21 थे। ओके, ओपन रेट ऐसा ऐसा था। so, और इट विल गिव यू ग्रैनुलर लेवल डेटा विद कलर कोडिंग। अनसब्सक्राइब देखो इधर ज्यादा हो गया, इट सीम्स, नो सॉरी कुछ और है ये। पिंक इज व्हाट, ओवर सैचुरेटेड, सॉरी इट इज ओवर सैचुरेटेड। ठीक है, दीज आर ओवर सैचुरेटेड ईमेल्स दैट हैव गॉन, ज्यादा गए हैं। so, कुछ अंडर सैचुरेटेड और ऑन टारगेट है। सो प्रॉब्ली दीज आर ऑन टारगेट। so basically this gives you a look and feel side of things apart from numbers, but this is a very good line। it gives you a good analysis in one single line। कहानी नहीं सुना रहा है, एग्जैक्ट बता रहा है क्या हुआ है। 137,000 emails were sent to 577 subscribers with this much open rate, this much click rate। ये हुआ है, it's your last 90 days। now you need to work on it। अभी क्या करोगे? now this is next part। so this is what the fact is। now on top of it, what else will you do? that's your strategy basically। there's something I want to touch base briefly on it, कि update data extensions। now what this kind of data for subscriber data you can actually output it in data extension as well। तुम उस डेटा को डेटा एक्सटेंशन में लेके आ सकते हो। it automatically creates two data extensions, low threshold high threshold करके एक data extension बना देता है सिस्टम में out of the box, and you can keep on updating data on that। every 24 hours data update होता है। you can have a look at that data। so just quickly show you, like this is the automatic data extension that got created, Einstein MC email frequency over saturation। इसमें सारा सब्सक्राइबर का डेटा तुम्हारे पास आ जाएगा। अभी डेटा इसमें रिकॉर्ड नहीं है क्योंकि मैंने आज ही कल में क्रिएट किया था, अदरवाइज डेटा आ जाएगा विद सब्सक्राइबर आईडी, मैसेज टाइप सी, यूनिक क्लिप्स एंड ओपन। इट गिव यू दैट डिटेल ऑफ ऑल द सब्सक्राइबर जो ओवर सैचुरेटेड है। इन दिस केस देयर कुड बी अंडर सैचुरेटेड, उसका भी डेटा आ जाएगा। सो नाउ यू नो 62% कौन है, 30% कौन है। with that specificity of data. Got it? Okay. So if you remember in the emails journey builder, sorry, we were having these kind of Einstein splits the. If you remember, it was less least likely, less likely, most likely, more likely. अपना Salesforce ने खुद का algorithm बना के they have categorized based on the people who have actually subscribers who have actually done certain activities on emails. It's giving you that numbers or percentage. Okay, so Einstein engagement predictions, basically कितना engaged है your subscriber with your emails. That is what it's talking about. This the whole all those cards are talking about. Okay, so if I say actual, so let me see. Size of population is 233 in this case. Likelihood of clicking an email, likelihood of opening the email, this is like this. So R374 is a loyalist. So these are the ones who are the loyalist in this section for us. So window shoppers are the ones who open the email but don't click on it. Win back. Basically, this data model shows you where are your subscribers, what you should do based on the data for a certain historical date. I think it's 90 days. I need to check on that. But this is the data it is showing to you in terms of percentage or exact numbers. Now, there are certain other cards. Okay, subscriber retention prediction. It predicts what is the average likelihood to stay subscribed in next 14 days. Last week zero tha, so probably not a good card. Let's see this one. Email open predictions. The average likelihood to open emails is in next 14 days is 66%. Last week से बढ़ गया है, last week से down हुआ है. Okay, what is the audience health? In this case, the subscriber, how they are doing, it's excellent. And if you want to go, let me click on the details. What are the other? Oh dear, Abhi, I was strange. How can it say I'm logged out? Just think from that perspective. It's actually it's crystal ball. Crystal ball सबको पता है? We were looking at this email open predictions. So again, it says based on the data you have historically analysis, next 14 days it would be a good time to actually send the email because average likelihood is 66% to open, which actually last week it was better. I mean, it's less than 8%. And we actually clicked on view details. So this is the detail. I'm not going in details, anyways, it's too much, but I'm not going into details. But these are some of the factors which are affecting this number. 66 numbers लेके आया है, क्यों लेके आया है? Some of the factors. Opens, application name, version, email domains, कौन सा device देख रहा है. These are some of the factors which actually help you to come to this number, जिसके basis पे ये predict करता है कि 66% next 14 days में open होगा. Okay, and ये likelihood percentage है तुम्हारा, for example audience. Okay, email prediction ka. So I'm not getting into details because anyways this is too much to actually talk about in terms of what are the specifics of it. But for your purposes, from a digital marketing purposes, just first of all believe this. Don't in a moment doubt about it. But use take the advantage out of it. Email click prediction kya hai? 3.2% in for the next 14 days. Web conversion prediction kya hai? This is something which is not enabled. But you if somebody is there on a website and they want to make a purchase, what is the likelihood of doing that? If it was configured, we would have got some results. But this data, it shows what is the prediction going to happen in the future based on the data it has looked at, and how you should actually strategize. That the whole idea is to show this thing is how you strategize your next move so that you can be in a better place, better situation, and make more money, engage with the customer more. Okay, engagement scoring. And there's another one. So we did फ्रीक्वेंसी, कब कब ईमेल भेजना चाहिए, कितने लोगों को भेजना चाहिए, कैसे लोगों को भेजना चाहिए, like that data. Now there's another one. This is for some reason not working. I'll show you. This is one analytics builder में engagement scoring. So this is doesn't look to be working. No, this is sorry, my bad. This is scoring only. We were doing scoring. Send time optimization. I hope it opens because it was not happening last time. So just, I mean, if marketing cloud is so, just wait for it. Still it's taking time. Still, unfortunately, guys, still it's downloading. But basically, to just to give you a glimpse, what it could be is send time optimization is basically what is the optimization. If you remember the journey builder, we did that. There was an icon for send time optimization. Remember, wherein it was we used to insert it after before every email by default because it was telling us what is the best time to send that email based on the subscriber that was coming into that journey. So this is around that thing only, send time optimizations. So what is the best time to send an email? Got it? So this is around send time optimization. I'll just give one more minute. If it downloads, I'll just show you something. But what I'll show is I'll just show you a glimpse of how it looks like. The whole idea is when I should send an email. Frequency कितनी होनी चाहिए? वो हमको we saw that in first one. Frequency कितनी होनी चाहिए? किस किस को भेजना चाहिए? Who is least likely to open? Who is most likely to open? Now किस टाइम पे भेजना चाहिए? Got it? These are the three aspects that we have covered. It's actually predicting and telling you कब कब भेजो, कितनी फ्रीक्वेंसी में भेजो. मतलब ऐसा नहीं है कि हर रोज भेजते रहो, हफ्ते में एक बार भेजो, like that. Second thing we saw is किसको भेजो, who is the most likely to open, तो उसको भेजो. Einstein is helping you to identify that. Third is it's helping you to identify किस टाइम पे भेजो. सुबह के 10 बजे भेजो. I'm most likely to be in office and open any emails and check all extra. So that is the recommendation. But it doesn't look like it's open. But I'll quickly show you how it looks like in dashboard. So if it was enabled, I would actually, you would see something like this. This is the dashboard. It's not very clear because image clear नहीं आ रही है. But if you see this, I don't know, chart तो नहीं है, जो भी है. See if you can see this one. So basically it's plotted day of the week and time of the day. किस optimal predicted send times, किस time मुझे भेजना चाहिए. See, got it?
Yes, we got it. So basically, it's saying showing the predictable time to send the email.
Correct. As I said, किस time दे के किस time पे email भेजो. It's helping you to predict that. And based on that, you can use that input into your journeys or email sending. So for example, Monday को 6 a.m. for example, just give an example, ये इतने emails गए हैं, optimal इस time पे जाने चाहिए. For example, यहाँ पे दिया हुआ है optimal send times Tuesday 11 है. Tuesday कहाँ है? Tuesday 11, like that. Monday 10 a.m. Wednesday 16 hours, शाम को 6 बजे, 4 बजे, सॉरी. सो दिस इज इट इज रिकमेंडिंग यू इस टाइम ईमेल भेजा करो. और डेज के हिसाब से डेज ऑफ द वीक और नंबर ऑफ ईमेल्स जैसे भेजे गए हैं. सी वेडनेसडे को सबसे ज्यादा ईमेल भेजे गए हैं ऑप्टिमली. ऑप्टिमल सबसे ज्यादा वेडनेसडे को तुम्हें भेजना भी चाहिए. और ड्यूरिंग द आवर्स देखो, दोपहर में ज्यादा. इट सेज, सी यू सी दैट.
Yes, yes.
So actually, it's very interesting to explore these features. I would actually recommend you to do that, please.
Yes. Same thing for the social media also, right? Like when to post the Instagram post and all.
So this is only about emails activity, to be
Yes.
honest.
This is for email
If you
only.
want to do that, yes. If you want to do this, yes. Einstein is also there in Social Studio, to be honest. So it helps you to do that.
Okay.
As I said, Einstein Salesforce में everywhere is there. Social Studio में भी है. So it will help you to predict कब post डालो, कब मत डालो, like that. Okay. So coming back to this blank screen which is still loading. Not sure why it's not loaded till now. So this is what I wanted to discuss about analytics builder. So we covered web and mobile analytics, wherein we saw if you put a script onto a web page, what all elements it will show you in terms of different cards कि किधर से आ रहा है, किस पेज से रेफर होके आ रहा है, किस कंट्री में है, और क्या क्या एक्सेट्रा दैट डिटेल्स. देन वी डिस्कस द रिपोर्ट्स. आउट ऑफ द बॉक्स रिपोर्ट्स क्या है. सो फॉर एग्जांपल एक जर्नी, पर्टिकुलर जर्नी लास्ट 30 डेज में जितनी जर्नीज चली है सबका डेटा दिखाओ. ओपन क्लिक्स एवरीथिंग शो मी. फॉर एग्जांपल इफ यू वांट टू क्रिएट, हम लोग ने और क्या एन बी टेस्टिंग की समरी निकालनी है लास्ट 30 डेज की, that report out of the box. और वो reports को you can extract it, you can FTP it, you can email it to yourself. उसको schedule कर सकते हो कि एक particular time हर week चले और तुम store हो जाए ताकि snapshot data मिल जाए. So that we saw in reports. Then Einstein engagement frequency, कितनी फ्रीक्वेंटली उसको एंगेज करो, कितने सब्सक्राइबर को तुम अंडर सैचुरेट कर रहे हो, ओवर सैचुरेट कर रहे हो. तो फॉर एग्जांपल यू आर 17% को तुम कम ईमेल भेज रहे हो, 80% को बहुत ज्यादा भेज रहे हो, व्हिच इज नॉट अ गुड थिंग. सो लाइक दैट इट शुड बी ऑप्टिमल दैट फ्रीक्वेंसी कि कितनों को टारगेट कब कितना करना चाहिए. एंगेजमेंट, देन वी डिड एंगेजमेंट स्कोरिंग. एंगेजमेंट स्कोरिंग वाज कि किसको भेजना है, किस सब्सक्राइबर को ईमेल्स तुम्हें ज्यादा भेजने चाहिए. दैट काइंड ऑफ एनालिसिस दैट केम इनटू पिक्चर, so that he's most likely to open it, so that he's least likely to open it, like that. And then in the end we did Einstein send time optimization. In the image we saw which time of the day actually you should send emails. It was telling you to that granular level. So now it's giving you data to show, and next is how do you act upon it. So अगर send time optimization Einstein का बता रहा है कि you should send most of the emails at 10 o'clock Monday, for example, AM, IST time, I'm saying in that sense, then you should make sure that emails are going around that time. So that is the corrective action you should take based on that intelligent learning. Got it? So on that note, that is what I wanted to talk about analytics builder, which is about data, reports, etc., and Einstein, of course.